Hey guys, All the Way with Alloway here at the Four Seasons Hotel in LA. We're about to start the press day for Short Term 12. I'm so excited. I absolutely adore this film. About to interview John Gallagher Jr. and Brie Larson, the two stars of the film. So I'm curious, with Grace and Mason, you guys are really great with children in the film. So for y'all, was that something you had experience with, or you really had to build from the ground up character-wise?
I am the oldest. I'm an older sister and the oldest of many grandchildren, so I have spent I've put in my babysitting hours. So that sort of, the fun playing games part, I had a lot of experience in and I enjoy. I think kids are genius. But I hadn't perfected my authority voice, and that was something that I had to spend some time in the mirror working on. I hadn't grown into my adult voice yet.
Yeah.
My sister is a public school teacher for middle school students in Queens, in New York, and a couple of years ago, she invited me in on Halloween to read some scary stories to her kids, and that was the most experience that I'd had in terms of like coming into a room of a group of kids that I didn't know that were strangers and trying very hard to make them laugh and trying to impress them. And they were so over it. They were so bored with my scary stories. And the way that interaction kind of went down is something that I would call upon from time to time when we were making the movie.
Well, and the film's hilarious, but it's also got some really heavy moments, as you guys know. So I'm curious how you guys kind of relaxed on set. I know you lived in the facilities. That's what Caitlin told me. Did you live there for a while?
We didn't live there, but we were there all day when we shot. And there was no cell phone service, so once we were there, they would, our dressing rooms were basically rooms with bunk beds in them that were, kind of these, that were still there. I mean, the place where we shot was once a facility, that much like the one in the film. Now it's a retreat center. But we were there. It felt like we lived there, but they let us go at night.
We went home.
We were able to go home.
I enjoyed my time at home.
But relaxing, a lot of, it was a beautiful place. We were up in kind of the hills and these mountains, and so it was just a nice place to kind of sit outside. And whenever sometimes Brie would go shoot, one of the long scenes with Caitlin, and I would be just kind of out in the field with the kids and talking to them and getting to know them and playing games with them. That was always fun.
Well, this film is so hopeful, too. So, when you sign on to do an indie film, you really don't know where it's going, and this one found great success. So, from the beginning, what made you believe in the movie?
Well, the script in Destin, it's when you read a script that's so beautiful and so sensitive and vulnerable and strong and so feeling, you just know if this is the director that's coming from them. And he's such a patient and wonderful person that you do it because it was a story that I felt like needed to be told, and I believed that he would execute it in a way that was still sensitive and unbiased, and I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was just it was a no-brainer, something to jump on. I had total faith in Destin. I loved the script, and then I watched the short film that it's based on, and then they told me Brie was going to do it, and it was just all these factors were coming together where it just seemed like something I absolutely wanted to say yes to. And it is a leap of faith. You're right that you don't know where it's going, but this was one that was just so special that I thought I really believed that somehow it was going to find some way of having people see it, to find an audience. And it's been amazing. The response so far has just been what you dream of when you sign on to something like this.
Well, and you guys are getting Oscar buzz. You have amazing chemistry on scene. The couch scene, I love that scene. It's so awkward. What was it like to film that? Did Destin kind of let you guys play a little bit?
There was some playfulness. It was great is that we shot a lot of that stuff like towards the end, and so we had built a kind of comfort level with each other, and so it made scenes like that a lot of fun to shoot.
Yeah, it was like we had the scene was already written, but certain things were surprises, like his drawing was drawn on camera.
Yeah, they let me do my terrible drawing myself.
I do get a kick out of my reaction because it's honest. It's very, very real.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.